Happy Solar Sunday, everybody. It's Jamie Green, the Solar Queen, and I'm live today. What a gorgeous, beautiful, sunny day we had here in Northern California. I actually wore shorts, which is a big deal because I'm cold so often, but I actually wore shorts and got to sit outside and visit with some neighbors who are interested in going solar for their home. They're looking at doing some home improvement projects that got them thinking, well, gosh, if we do this, should we do like an electric heater? And if we do an electric heater, then maybe we should get solar. And so then that conversation with my neighbor and her husband ended up where they messaged me, and I went and sat in their front yard and we looked at their house and talked about everything solar related. So that was kind of fun today to do that out in the nice, beautiful, sunny weather. So I hope wherever you're at in the country, I know we've been facing some really cold, cold weather in parts of the United States of America. And I just hope everyone is staying safe and warm. If you're it's unusually warm in California, but I will take it because I hate being cold and my feet are always cold and my hands are always cold. And so anytime I can be warm, I will take that over cold, which is why I don't ski. And I feel terrible for my children because this was ski week. Last week was ski week, and all the kids and families a lot of them that we know, they went up to Tahoe and went skiing, and I am really happy that they got to go and enjoy that. And I just feel for my kids because I don't know if we'll ever do that. We'll see. We'll see. It's just looking at the pictures makes me cold. But anyhow, I wanted to do today's show all about what is the difference between purchasing your solar system and leasing your solar system. So if you've wondered that, how does that work? That's what the show is going to be about. So if you have questions, I want you to type them in the comments of this video. Type in your questions, any questions that you might have about solar. If you have questions about, leasing, there's a little fly right there. Leasing the system or purchasing the system, let me know. If you have questions or how does solar work and how does solar work in different parts of the country, please write them in. I'm happy to answer them. And if you want, please share this video out so people who might be interested in solar or have questions about it, they can watch it alongside with you because I'm live. And so it's much more enjoyable for me when you guys interact with me. So if you have questions or comments, please do that. Please type them in and I'd be happy to answer them. But what I want to talk about today is what is the difference between a purchased system and a leased system? And I'll even go next, what is a power purchase agreement? So a PPA. So let's start with the fact that no matter what you do, especially in the state of California, because the utility rates are so high, I'm going to be as bold in saying that anyone who hasn't considered or hasn't gone solar yet in the state of California is just throwing away your money. You're just throwing away your money. So if you can go solar, you should do it. I would even go as far as to say, how about you pay me for the solar system that I would put on your house, and you pay me for the electricity that the solar system that I put on your house generates. Sounds like, why not? Because if I put a solar system on your house and you don't want to pay for it, you don't want to maintain it, but I do, you could pay me and you could pay less than what you're paying the utility company, what you're paying currently, and you can pay me a little bit less than the utility company, and I would still make money. That's what a power purchase agreement is. The power purchase agreement is where a solar company would put, you would win, I would win, and the utility company still wins. So a power purchase agreement. So let's put this on here. Power purchase agreement. We'll put that up here right now. So power purchase agreement. Here we go. Power purchase agreement is where a solar company would put the solar system on the rooftop. And this applies to commercial and it applies to residential. What it is it's oftentimes at least a 20 or 25 year agreement. And what it's doing is it's saying, the solar company is saying, we're going to install it, we're going to maintain the system, we're going to charge you this amount per kilowatt hour for, the next 20 years. Oftentimes there's a rate escalator associated, not all the time, but there can be. So I know, and if you've been watching, PG&E charges about a quarter, 25 cents per kilowatt hour. If you're like one of those companies, corporations that have long-term contracts with your utility company, you might be paying a little bit less than that. But generally speaking, it's at 25 cents a kilowatt hour. That is a lot of money. And the more you use, the more you spend, the more you pay. So what a power purchase agreement does is it puts the system on the rooftop, and you just agree to pay the person who owns that solar system, whether it be a solar company or a group, like a group of people that are putting in large scale solar equipment on a roof or a ground mount or whatnot. You're going to pay them for the cost of energy instead of the utility company. And then we pay the utility company. So really what it's like is, we are connected with the utility company with the power purchase agreement. And I'm saying we because we is the utility or the solar company, and you are the homeowner or the business. You're still going to save money over time because you're not paying that expensive rate that you would otherwise be spending and paying to the utility company. So if that makes sense, that is what a power purchase agreement is. It's a long-term agreement. You're paying, starting out, maybe it's, could be 15 cents a kilowatt hour. It could be 14 cents. It could be whatever you agree upon with the solar installer. And every year, it's going to increase a little bit. Usually a 3% rate escalator is pretty common. But you don't own the equipment. You have no tax breaks. You have nothing like that. It's just you're getting your clean energy from solar system. That's a power purchase agreement. Now, if you lease the system, here's what a leased system does. A leased system is very similar to a power purchase agreement, but you're leasing the equipment, the solar equipment. And let's see. Tom says, looking forward to having you on Elevate Your Profits program tomorrow. Great info you share. Thanks, Tom. I'm going to be on Tom's show tomorrow. Tom, again, and Mark Gasser, they have a show that they've just launched called Elevate Your Profits. It's at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm going to talk about solar on their show with their audience. So I'm really excited. So excited to be on your show, Tom. Okay, so a leased system. It's just like leasing a car or leasing anything, there are always options at the end of the lease. That is the same with leasing your solar system. The solar company that's selling you the lease is going to put the solar system up on your rooftop. There's no maintenance. Everything is covered. Your roof would be covered. The solar panels, all the equipment would be covered. And in the event that something went wrong, the leasing company would come and repair it. This applies also to the power purchase agreements. You're again going to get a better rate than, say, the power purchase agreement because you're actually leasing it. And it's for usually 25 years is what I'm seeing now. People got leases back in the day that were maybe 10-year leases or 15-year leases, but right now it's about a 20 to 25-year lease term. At the end of the lease term, you have the option to purchase the system at market value, or you have the option for them to take away that equipment and restore your roof to its original. They're going to fill in the holes where the mounting equipment went in. And and then you go back to paying really expensive rates at that point in time to the utility company. So that's the thing with the leases. You don't qualify for the tax credit either because you don't own the system. The leasing company actually owns the system, so they get the tax credits. But you're still going to pay less than what you're paying to PG&E or to your utility company. And again, that may or may not have a rate escalator either. It just all depends on how you want to go about your lease. So it's kind of nice. You don't have to worry about anything. Everything's taken care of. If your system overproduces what it's supposed to, generate, you get to just keep that. That's yours. If it underproduces what the system, was designed, they're gonna compensate you for that. So that's kind of cool about the leased systems. When you purchase the system, you can purchase systems in several ways. When you purchase your solar system, you get the ownership benefits. Is the lease transferable to a new owner? Yes, a lease is transferable to a new owner. Sunrun is the largest leasing company for solar systems. You see them at Costco. The solar company that I am working with now, we have a partnership with Sunrun, so I can sell Sunrun leases, and you can transfer it over to a new homeowner. Sometimes it's tricky. I know there's a lot of when it comes to like real estate agents and selling a house with a lease system, sometimes it can get a little complicated. But usually, no matter what happens at escrow, the transferring and everything can all be worked out, whether you lease it or you purchase it. So that's a great question. But going back to the purchase system, the wonderful thing about purchasing your system is that once the system is paid for, like you're going to purchase the solar equipment that's going to go onto your rooftop or onto your ground or, into your parking lot. If you are a business and you want a carport, for instance, you'll own that system. Once that system's paid for, your energy is technically free because it's coming from the sun. Just like with the power purchase agreement and the lease, your energy is all going to come from the sun, but you're always going to have a payment. You're never going to escape that payment. But when you purchase the system, once it's paid off and you can finance your solar systems 10 years, you can finance them for 15, 20, 25 years. And the cool thing about purchasing it, if you finance it, there are rates as low as 1% all the way up to 7%. The higher you pay in the interest, the lower you're going to pay in financing costs that are associated with taking out a loan, just like a mortgage or just like buying a car. You can always put a down payment down, but it's not required. When you purchase your system and you've paid it off, because a lot of these loans have no prepayment penalties, and once it's paid off, you're just going to be paying a monthly connectivity fee. You're still going to pay the monthly connectivity fee for a power purchase agreement and for leases. Everyone who goes solar pays a power purchase agreement. Everyone who goes solar, regardless of how you pay for it or which way you go, pays a monthly connectivity fee to the utility company for non-bypassable charges. And everyone pays them. You're already paying for them. But when you go solar, you just pay for that. And connectivity fees for every utility company is different. I know like in Arizona, they can be $30 a month. In and most of all California, it's $10 a month. Florida is usually $10 a month. Different varying states, it's about $10 a month. The odd ones are Arizona. So $10 a month connectivity fee. It's important that no matter what system you get, whether you purchase, lease it, or do a power purchase agreement, you're getting enough solar to cover your entire usage, all of your usage, and any planned usage. Because the one regret that so many people who have had solar is that they didn't get enough solar to begin with. Doug says, we are odd in Arizona. Yes, and you just moved to Arizona. The utility companies, some of them, yeah, they just have different net energy metering laws. So the whole connection fee and all that stuff is associated with the utility, and they dictate the net energy metering laws. Tom says it clouds the title. Leases do. The thing with leases, let me talk about that for a second. The thing with the title, The only time that something is going to be a physical lien on the property is if you use something called PACE funding or PACE financing. And PACE is a property assessment for clean energy. And what that does is there is a physical lien, like there is a lien against the property, and payments come from out of the property, like the assessment gets attached to the property taxes, and you pay your solar through the property taxes, which can be good because there's no, and only a certain states has PACE funding, PACE financing, California, Florida, and I think Texas. I'm not quite sure on that one, but I know Florida and California, and then not every county has to, buy into PACE funding as well. I'm going through the training right now. I have like 6 more hours to complete. I might have to restart it because I didn't complete it all in a certain amount of time, but it is a way to fund your solar system and everything needed, and some other home improvement projects. But it's you have to use PACE approved and subcontractors, installers, and you also have to be okay with the fact that it's a physical, like it's a lien against your property. And so if you miss your property taxes, it could mean in foreclosure and all that good stuff, bad stuff. And so you have to think about it like that. The other thing is you have to have a certain amount of equity in the home, and you also have to be current on your mortgages. But the thing is there's no personal credit. You don't have to have your credit ran for anything concerning PACE financing. Jeff Martin says, hang loose, Jeff. I hope you're doing well. So purchase system. Let me go back to this. Once the system's paid for, and people pay cash all the time for their solar systems, they don't have a utility bill anymore. It's like completely gone. They don't have any payments. But if you're like me or a lot of people, we're taking out 20 or 25-year loans, which might seem like a long time. But if you think about it, if you don't go solar, you're always going to be paying the utility company for your energy, and you have no control, no say, because a lot of them act like monopolies. So the other benefit when you purchase your system, you could possibly qualify for the federal tax credit for going solar, which is currently 26%. So the government is rewarding homeowners and businesses that are going solar by giving, if they have the tax appetite or the tax liability to be able to take that tax credit in year one and pay down their lending, they will keep their rates, the monthly rate that they're paying, fixed for the life of the loan. So it's kind of cool. And it's a reward for people that want to purchase their system. If guess who gets the 26% federal tax credit when you don't purchase it? The leasing company or the people that are writing the power purchase agreement. So it's a good deal for them. Regardless of what you do, if you do a power purchase agreement, a lease, or a straight out purchase, you are saving money. You're going to save money, especially in California. You're going to save money. You're going to be powering your lives with clean energy that's renewable. I just spoke with the Boy Scouts group a couple weeks ago, talking to them about renewable, sustainable energy, because if we don't do this, all of our energy is going to come from coal, from natural gas, from nuclear. There's other sources that are renewable as well. But, like what's going on in Texas right now with the wind turbines freezing up and not moving, they can't rotate, the turbines can't move. And one of the benefits of the wind turbines is they can be spinning 24/7. They're not reliant on the sun, whereas solar panels obviously are. So, and they've deregulated themselves. They're not tied to the national grid. And so they couldn't get energy into their state from neighboring states. So renewable energy is really a wonderful thing if you can do it, because the sun comes up every day. And if there's cloud cover, don't worry. We're going to build a system to overproduce in the summertime so that you're covered during the wintertime and rainy days. So that's kind of the cool thing about renewable energy, in case you didn't know that. Okay, Doug says, we have a ton of natural gas and it's much cleaner and cost effective than coal. That is true, but it is takes a long time for that gas to be, to be generated. And we have to extract it. So, and the other thing, I don't know, Doug, if you know this, but about 10 years ago, 11 years ago, there was a massive natural gas explosion here in the Bay Area that killed several people and destroyed many, many homes. And, you have to maintain the gas lines and everything, just like you have to maintain the power grid. So while natural gas is a little bit better and cost effective than coal, there's still some danger, even in the home, even within the home, you have to worry about carbon dioxide and my daughter just came in to tell me she needs to charge her iPad. Okay, here, take this. You can take this into the other room, but you need to go take this into the other room. Yes, you can. Oh, you gotta love it when the daughter comes in the room. Mark says, hi, Jamie Green. Hi, Mark. I hope you're doing well. That one doesn't work, darling. She's watching a gamer on YouTube play Roblox. She's really into Roblox and the obbies. Who would have known? My almost 4-year-old would be into Roblox. She teaches me how to play Roblox. Yeah, so clean, renewable energy from the sun. You're saving money. Your kids are cute. Thanks, Doug. They are cute. They recently have started playing Pokemon Go. Hold on just a second. And you got to turn this down, or you need to go in the other room, okay? Take this into the other room. Kira. Okay, then you need to be quiet. Okay? Kira, this one doesn't work. Here, plug this in. Kira, plug this into your iPad. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. Yes, you can plug it into your iPad. My husband is supposed to be keeping the kids out into the other room when I do my shows, but I think he might be up to doing something right now. It was such a beautiful day. He actually got to go out and golf today with his buddies and had a nice time out there. But going back to what I was saying, so don't mind my daughter. She's playing down there on her iPad. And I'm almost done, actually. Kids are great. Yes, they are great. I've loosened up quite a bit when I go live. If they come in, and they're gonna, I think my audience knows I have 3 kids, and it is what it is. As my 5-year-old says, it is what it is. You just got to accept it. So that is the truth. I love his little wisdom. Mompreneur. Yes, I am a mompreneur indeed, Mark. Yeah, so going back to solar, when you decide if you want to purchase it, and one of the questions is, why would someone lease a system? When you lease a system, you're not taking out a loan. It's a monthly payment, and it's set. And the thing is every year, if there's an escalator tied to that lease, your monthly payment every year is gonna go up by about 3%. Maybe 2%, depends on the escalator and how you decide that with who you're going solar with when you're leasing it. Maybe they don't want to maintain it. They don't want to take care of the system. They don't want to have to worry about it. They just want it all on the company that's leasing it. And this is the same with the power purchase agreement. So just to recap, a power purchase agreement is when a solar company comes and says, hey, you have a great roof, great exposure. How would you like to pay us for your power instead of the utility company? And you agree to let us put the solar system on your roof and you pay us for that clean energy instead. That's a power purchase agreement. A lease is when it's basically like a power purchase agreement. The power purchase agreements will be 20 or 25 years long. They're a great option for businesses who have, really expensive utility bills, and they don't want to purchase the systems. again, if you purchase the system, and even if you're a corporation or a homeowner, you're going to get the tax benefits. So I kind of think it's a good idea. But sometimes, depending on the solar company installing the commercial jobs, like for us, it's never an issue. We have lenders who are willing to work with every company to get that taken care of. With leases, you have the option to buy at the end of the term, which is kind of a nice thing. If things are going great and you're happy with your solar production and things are all good and dandy, and you want to purchase the system rather than going through having to have it removed and your roof repaired, you might just want to keep the system there and keep saving money. So that's the nice thing about leasing. You have options, and when you purchase, you own it, and once it's paid for, your energy is essentially free. And you get to qualify for the tax credits. So why would someone lease over the tax credits? Why would someone lease over purchasing the system? Okay, thank you, honey. She told me she's gonna go and have dinner, and I can keep working. Okay, that was what I just translated that for you guys. So maybe somebody doesn't have the tax liability or the tax appetite to be able to take advantage of the tax credit. So a lease is a good option because you can still get solar installed. You can still power your lives with clean energy, and you're not going to get the tax credit anyways, and so it's just a way to do it. The thing is, though, with the purchases, you can still get even if you don't qualify for the tax credit, and at least in the state of California. I know I talk a lot about California just because I'm here, but places where your energy costs are kind of expensive, I would say 18 cents or more kilowatt hour. Even if you purchase the system and you didn't get qualify for the tax credit, if you let it reamortize, oftentimes that is still going to be less than what you would pay your utility company, and it's fixed. It's a fixed payment until it's paid off, and you can overpay on that payment. Whereas with a lease, might continue to go up, especially if it has that escalator in there. So those are some reasons why people might choose to lease over purchase. But I still think if you can purchase it, my professional opinion is you should purchase it. It's an asset. It's not a liability like the utility companies are liabilities, because if you know anything about money, assets keep money or put money in your pocket, and liabilities take money from your pocket. And so utility companies oftentimes are seen as monopolies and that you don't have a choice. Well, with solar, you do, and you have options: power purchase agreements, leases, or purchases. And even with leases, you can do prepaid. You can do prepaid leases too. It's kind of like cash. It's kind of like purchasing it. You pay it all up front, but you have the lease. You have it on your rooftop. I think that's how it goes. I'm still learning a lot about leases right now. So that's really it that I had for you all that are watching tonight. It's really exciting. A lot of people are starting the conversations. I think if you've been watching, I've been saying get started now so you can capture the sun in time for summer. And if you use air conditioning and you see your rates double because of air conditioning, you really need to be talking about solar with me now. So you get it installed, hopefully, and PTO'd by May, early June. And you can think of it like this: you never have to pay an expensive summer bill ever again if you go solar now. So if you want to reach out to me for solar, for residential, you can send me an email at jamie@jamiegreenthesolarqueen.com. If you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, you're welcome to send me a private message or a DM. That's oftentimes how people reach out. They watch me and they go and straight to DM, and then they just send me a message. And I love that. If you are, if you have commercial property, if you have a farm, a ranch, if you have a building that needs a carport, if you have a big warehouse and you want the rooftop solar, please reach out to me at jamie@excelsiorsolar.com. And I would love to help you and just even have the conversation like I did with my neighbors down the street today. We just sat in their front yard and we talked about solar, and it was great. And they were excited to look at their options and explore the possibilities of going solar once they figure out what they're going to do with their heater. Yeah, so anyhow, that is all. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Please stay safe, stay warm, and stay healthy. And until next week, I will see you then. Take care, guys. That's not what I wanted to do, but you share this out. Go ahead and share this out. Okay, guys, take care.